Pop Metal Show.
All right, welcome back. It's Hop's Metal Show. It's Hop.
Hartman.
Jerry.
Not ready string.
Yeah, because y'all are not going to be ready for
We're
this.
not ready for this.
We are trying something new. We are doing word association. I name a band, and we all think of the first thing
This or
that
that.
comes. The first thing comes to mind besides the song.
See, that's the man. This is gonna be hard.
But it won't be once you get rolling.
It's a quiz.
I don't know.
And
It depends on the band. I mean,
I can't let everybody see it.
I saw the
So,
first one, just glanced over when you
I'm
flip
not
the
looking.
page over, and I know my
wanna
answer
be
to that one, but
surprised.
that's all right.
all right. So basically, I'm going to name a band, and y'all are going to name the first thing that pops in your head about this band besides the song. So, and these are all iconic bands, by the way. So, the first band is Kiss.
Randy,
Don't know anything about Kiss.
Go ahead, start off, Greg.
That's easy.
you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I remember having 45 of "I Want to Rock and Roll All Night," and I remember just playing the shit out of that thing. And I remember I was like in kindergarten, and I remember playing that song all the time. But I remember drawing little stages with Kiss members on it all the time. And that's like, whenever I think of Kiss, that was like, I remember going back in kindergarten, first grade, whatever the hell it was I was in. I remember drawing on little pieces of paper at school all the time, and just remember rocking out and dancing around on my bed playing that little 45. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Kiss would be, that was like 1979. First the video games came out. Me and my brother used to, my dad worked at a pizza place which had a video game, but they also had like small little jukeboxes. And the first very song I ever heard actually from Kiss was "I Was Made for Loving You."
Wow. Well, just on this one.
Yeah, this one's like.
We have enough time.
I was 6 years old, had to be. I was in kindergarten. I think I let you in kindergarten then, 5, 6. My sister at the time was a senior in high school, right up here at the old Broadway High School. She brought an album home. It was Rock and Roll Over. I thought it was some sort of damn frisbee you play with. I saw guys who wore more makeup than all my grandmothers combined. She played it, and I've been with them ever since. Through the good and the bad.
Oh, wait a minute, this is word. I'm
can't
one word.
Well, just
Fun.
No.
pops to your
Yeah,
mind.
the first thing.
Okay.
All right, so I was sitting here listening to what they had to say, and I remember, I'm going to go a little bit newer. 1995, I remember getting a call from Connie Crider. She's like, "Are you interested in going to see Kiss tomorrow at Roanoke?" And I knew they just put their makeup back on. It was all original lineup.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's a bucket list. I haven't been to see Kiss. I was like, I'm going to go see Kiss. So I called into work, called in sick. And I remember going to see Kiss at Roanoke in 95, with the all original lineup, which I'm sure it was.
It was. I was there.
And one of the best shows I've ever saw. Never regretted not. I mean, I'll thank Connie till the day I die that she gave me an opportunity to see Kiss, the original lineup, and for being the best show. And I think back to all the reunion tours they've done all these years later. And when I went in 95, it was supposed to be the only time I was going to get to see Kiss in makeup. And we're in, 2021? And Kiss is still on the reunion tour. But
all these years later.
you know, Kiss was so iconic.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, whether you agree with what Gene and Paul have done, they were an important part of music. Me and String have always discussed this. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but I respect the shit out of what they've done for the music
Now,
business.
do you know who opened up for him?
No.
In 95? Or, no,
Are you going to bust my bubble? I don't have no idea.
I had Power Man 5000.
And it might have been, I don't even remember.
What about the
They booed him off the stage too.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah, it
Well,
might have. I mean, that was kind of.
That's not a band that really.
Yeah.
And you know, they brought their makeup on. I'm sure it was older people coming back like
Yeah.
me, you know. So
That's not a band I would associate.
Mental Night Psycho Circus tour sucked.
no, but hell, this was even for this. This was right after the Unplugged.
The Psycho
Reunion
Circus
tour,
tour, it fucking sucked.
Reunion tour was fantastic.
All right, so y'all ready for number 2?
Nope.
Sure.
Metallica. It's a good thing you got the first spot, ain't it?
You know what? For me, first thing comes to mind is back in Crowderville, watching the box set,
Big
year and a
old
half.
Purge.
Binge and Purge box set, watching the videos back in Crowderville, just hanging with the fellas, just having a good time. We used to always party on the weekends, and I just remember all of us sitting down and just watching that, just watching the videos, the live show from that. That's just a great time, you know.
First time,
Well, it don't have to be first time. Just whatever you
Just
think
what-
of.
what-
What when you
It's first.
mention Metallica, what's the first thing you think of?
I think the first time I actually heard him, a guy named Calvin had brought the cassette of the EP, the very first EP, and he let me borrow it, but he moved away the next day, so I had it for years.
What did you
back-
think of them?
I
mean, if you've
actually
heard of
loved
that
the shit out of
early-
it, loved the hell out of it.
Because it was so different from,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was like when Dave Mustaine was still with him.
I heard them back in the day. When I think about the most is what I admire about them is they look like someone who walked down the street. They weren't dressed in drag or anything like that. Just a couple of guys who played extremely fast music, ripped jeans and T-shirts and jean jacket or leather jacket. And then well, at the time that was kind of outside the box, and they were extremely heavy to what was going on then. If it wasn't for those first couple Metallica records, I wouldn't be out here looking for new bands today that played that style of music, which they helped create and make.
All right, so I'm going to another tour, seeing them live story. So I know nobody likes the Load album, but I've always said till the day I die, live Metallica still get it done. So we went to Load tour. String was there. We was front row. Well, I was like second row when the show first started, and I wormed my way up to the front row. But Jason Newsted come out and gave West Dove high five, and I was
He
like,
came running through there squirting Gatorades.
yeah, he was doing that
Yeah, he
too.
was squirting in people's mouths too.
And I was like, man, that sucks. Wes like, yeah, it fucking rocked. So, Jason's cool as hell. So, you know, we're there, and it was towards the end of the show. James just chucking picks, just chucking them off stage. And I was hitting my hand out, and I was like, man, there's no way I'm gonna get a pick. James walked off the stage and laid a pick in my hand. And I was like, and Wes is like, man, my high five ain't shit compared to that.
You
But-
floated out of that arena that
yeah,
night.
and it's like when I put that pick in my pocket the whole night, I was making sure I still had it. But it's like, you know, when I think of Metallica, that will always be the thing I remember the most is when James come down off stage and gave me a pick at the Load tour. It was at Roanoke. That was freaking awesome.
That was the longest piss ever on the way there.
Yeah, backstage Shoemaker. All right, y'all ready for number 3? Number 3, Guns N' Roses.
See, I can't say a freaking song title. I mean, first thing that pops in my head is "Welcome to the Jungle" the video. I mean, and just
Well, you can do that. I mean,
just the video in general, just like how. I mean, to this day, like when you listen to that song, I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
but hearing it for the first time,
It's
and,
like-
and I don't remember exactly like how long it had been out when I first saw it, but just seeing a video, it was like, wow, like
these
this
guys.
this is the shit right here. And it's just, I don't know, it's just I don't have any other stories really, but I just remember that, seeing that video for the first time and thinking, wow, like this fucking song kicks ass.
It's gonna be hearing Mr. Brownstone in that part who's kicking that motherfucker's ass on down the line.
Greatest line ever, ain't it?
He's like, yeah, I had no problem with that. Let's kick the motherfucker down the line.
Get on down the line.
Get on down the line. I never heard them. Back then, you didn't have what we have now with the phones and all that. I walked in the record corner, and if it was still around, I could show you the exact spot. There was albums in a rack right behind the, close to where Scott Ray did his table. I saw the album cover. I thought that's pretty damn cool. I bought it, and I fell in love with it, and I've been with them ever since.
Now, was that the
Appetite
cover or the
The
skull
Appetite
cover?
with the skull,
The
the cross, yeah, the original cover. And I did have the one with the rape scene, by the way, because that's when they came out, and that was fresh. Now, I don't think you can get that even in the CD. I think they got rid of it.
Yeah, probably so.
I remember having it on when I got it on CD. It was
Yeah.
on the inside.
All right, I'm going with another recent story. Just saw Guns N' Roses, 2 months ago? And
Youth Gone Wild.
yeah, Youth Gone Wild was there. And made me realize Slash, I say this word iconic all the time, but Slash is kind of, I think he might be the last generation rock stars. I mean, not that there ain't, but, his look is kind of like Kiss. The top hat, hair down the face, and the cigarette hanging out, even though you don't smoke no more. But, I mean,
In a different way.
when he come out, it's just like Slash is iconic. Everybody knows who Slash is. Slash has a look, and it's just Slash. And by far I love Duff to death, but Slash is GNR. He has become GNR.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, y'all ready for the next one? Motley Crew.
I'm going. I gotta go with probably the iconic album cover, the black with the pentagon. Just I remember probably my earliest memory of that is going to the library, and they used to have albums that you could
I remember that.
you could check out. Well, you could. I guess
you
you could
could
check
listen
them
to
out,
them?
but you could. They had record players there, and you could listen to them. I remember.
Y'all
listening
remember
to
that?
Yeah.
Listen to that album at the library, and with the headphones on, and that very beginning intro, and just like it's just like I don't know, it's just like that just holds to me still this day.
This is gonna be easy. After hearing Motley Crue shout the devil, this came on. Crew across my fingers, pentagram on the thing, FCW, fuck the world.
Right down the street here, still here, 7-Eleven. It was a K&J or something. Hit Parader magazine was there. It was Van Halen on the cover. The centerfold of that month was Motley Crue, and what a damn good picture it was. It was a Shout the Devil era, and they were all holding toy laser guns. I was like, well, shit, I got to go out and check this band out. Bought Shout the Devil, and I've been with them ever since.
All right, so I guess my exposure to Motley, and as everybody here knows, I'm a pretty big Crew fan. So, just a little bit.
I know he is.
I remember in elementary school, this is probably the first time I heard the Crew. And I remember I was kind of like them, Shout the Devil. That was the first one I'd heard. And it was, for my age, it was pretty damn scary. I mean, when you heard, I guess
beginning.
supposedly Alistair Fiend in the
I was
beginning.
always
But you're older than me. So.
Nothing's changed.
But anyway, I mean, I remember listening to it thinking it left that much of an impact.
Yeah.
But then, a couple years later, I used to listen to this little radio station called Q94, and I'd heard, he used to have top 5 at 10 or something, and I'd heard Smoke in the Boys' Room. And I was like, damn, this is awesome. And it was like that was all it took, because I'd already found Quite Right and all that stuff. So I knew that metal was where I was headed. And then it was like once I heard Smoke in the Boys Room and then Home Sweet Home, then I went back and really explored the early stuff, and then it was Crew 100% till the day I died, probably.
See, that's like that thing when y'all did that Smoking the Boys Room 2 for 2. I still remember hearing the original song of that at next door neighbor's house because their parents weren't home. And they were older than us, and we used to make them play that damn song all the time. And then all of a sudden that Motley Crew came out with like,
Wow, that's
man, it's like when I was like 7 years old.
and they did a good job. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to admit Motley did a good job on
Like I
Smoke
say,
in the Boys
'cause
Room.
we really wasn't very nice as kids.
No, I don't believe that.
Not nice like you are now.
Choir boys, no, not even a chance in hell.
All right, so this next one, I'm kind of curious what Jerry's going to say. Number 5, Poison.
Oh, this is easy.
I mean, probably the first thing comes up is like the girly look from the album cover. Like
Probably what everybody's going to go with.
that's like, because I'm trying to remember if I remember seeing a video before I actually saw that. I don't remember like timelines. Wow, I'm horrible at memory on that kind of shit, but I just remember that album cover and thinking, wow, they look so feminine, like.
Well, you wouldn't even known.
But if you hear it, I mean, it's.
Yeah, I mean, but to look at the
obviously,
cover-
you look at that cover and it's like,
Wow.
hell.
What the hell is this
They
scene
got
all
more
about?
makeup on than half the girls in the videos got on. Let's hear it.
Don't hold
First time
nothing
I ever
back.
heard Poison, that beautiful company, Columbia Tape House Club.
Oh, yeah.
I remember getting that thing in
10
the
for
mail.
$1.
I looked at that damn thing. I set that motherfucker back. I know what the hell this was. I kept the Lena Ford one and set the fucking Poison one back. It was years later before I even heard they looked for Cat Dragged In. I looked at it like, what the hell is this? I sent that fucker back. Never even listened to it, just sent the fucker back.
Right on back.
I remember hearing about them before I saw them. Because Travis Rogers back then, he kept up with all the new bands that were
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out
he
back then.
definitely
He
did.
was the man, and he still is. And he was over here visiting his grandma. Yeah, this band Poison's going to be something. I didn't know what they looked like. Well, Kmart had it, and I looked at it like, some pretty hot looking chicks here. Put it on, I was like, damn, well, a little bit 360 on that, but it's a good record, hell of a debut album, and they are a party band, and I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with Poison, so yeah.
All right, so Poison for me. Like I said, that top 5 of 10, I'd heard Cry Tough. And I was like, God, this is a really good song. So I was like, I got to go check it out. So I went and bought it, and I'm kind of like y'all, like, damn, this is some hot chicks. And then lo and behold, it ain't
They are
chicks.
chicks.
And then you feel bad about it.
But then it's like once you get over that and you throw the album on, it's a good album.
It really is.
I mean, to this day, it's probably their best album.
Yeah.
It was kind of like throwing trash bag over your head and making you listen to it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
But I didn't do what Jerry did. I didn't send it back. I kept it in the collection, and it still gets played to this day. Cry Tough is probably still one of the.
Great song.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's a great opening track. But yeah, that's my thing, Poison. And everybody probably said, I showed Heather the other day, we got it in the mail. I got a shirt. And I was like, back in the day, I said, this was a common thing. I mean, they created a trend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, there was other bands doing it, like New York Dolls or something, but Poison really took it to the next level, I guess. All right,
What's next?
What we got next? Motorhead.
We talked about this. You threw a little example. And, I said Ace of Spades. But you was like, no, we can't just don't name a song. So I'm going to go when we saw them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You need to go.
And It was Impotent Sea Snakes,
Golly.
opened up the show, and then Motorhead, and then Wasp. And it was awesome to be up front and see Motorhead.
But he was the only normal one that
That
night.
was the only normal band out of that whole night, yes. But the Impotent Sea Snakes, then it's just throwing it off of what, but you said what comes to mind.
Yeah.
That is what comes to mind. That whole scene
Oh, that whole night,
that
yeah.
opened that night up was wow. Like that was unlike anything I'd ever seen live.
I haven't seen nothing since then.
We saw guys come out in drag. We saw ripping up of Bibles and throwing shit everywhere. We saw piercings.
That girl playing for sale.
Yeah, the girl masturbating on stage. Like if you could see it that night, we saw it.
And then they actually played a Kiss song. That was what they closed with. In full drag, they was closed with a Kiss song.
Let me just look it up.
That
That would have been fitting, but
yeah,
All
wasn't
night.
it?
I don't remember what even
Rise
played.
to
Yeah, it was like shout it out or something.
I bet they shut it out all right.
That was a definite
Yeah, and then Blackie come
eye-opener
out,
of a show. It was
sawed up that pig, and
Yeah.
tore up that Pella, freaking
Yeah.
feathers flying everywhere.
awesome show.
Yeah.
Awesome show.
And Lemmy just come out and just
They
kicked
just
her ass.
fucking
I
rocked
mean,
your ass and
gosh, I don't know if I can top that story. I don't know if I got a Motorhead story to top that one. That one's pretty good.
I guess the only one I can remember as far as seeing Motorhead was, I think it would be Ozfest '97, I think.
side stage.
I think.
I remember they played the side stage that one year.
Yeah, when they alternated. Remember
Yeah.
how they alternated? Well, I caught the last part of Motorhead because whoever was on the main stage, they didn't get done till late, and then Motorhead already started.
That was what I hated about those early
Yeah, I
ones.
hated that crap. Then I remember that one year they had 3 stages, and Andrew.
They had the side
WK.
stage, they had the main stage, and then they
They
had
had
that little
those-
tiny stage
yeah.
up in behind the main
Yeah.
stage. Yep.
What was it? RKW or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. the guy's
Andrew
name.
WK.
Yeah, Andrew WK. probably.
Yeah.
remember him.
And
He was
Didn't
on third stage.
what was the girls the girl band that played?
Kitty.
No,
No.
not them. The girl that we met because they were walking
Stain?
around. No, Stain's.
Not stained up.
Now,
Yeah, that
the
girl's
one
got
girl had
tiger
a yellow.
stripe.
Yeah, she had like striped hair.
You know who I'm about.
Strain STH.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't they play
Simon
on that stage
Dunn.
too?
Okay.
Or was that on the actual
Yeah.
outside
Okay.
stage?
Now I remember.
I just remember we saw them walking around.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
They were in lawn. I didn't know
we
who
didn't
they
really
was
know
at
who
the
they were
time.
at the time.
Yeah. I think they played the second stage. I think. Because what?
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember there was one time I
You gotta
think that they
remember
only had that three
You got to remember
bands.
this is 1997. So.
Yeah.
For me, something a little different. You watch the Motorhead documentary of his life. How could you not think about Lemmy every time you take a swig of Jack and Coke?
Yep.
He loved it. He lived it. That and was it One Armed Bandits? He was always went to the Rainbow and he would always take a picture with the fans. But the bartender's like, you gotta let him play his game first.
Yep.
And
And that game is still there.
yeah, game is
Yeah,
still
this-
there.
The
and
place is still his.
his place is still his. He even gave him a statue. Another thing too, you got to be hardcore, baby, to drink Jack and Coke and use that to rinse down diabetes pills. That's hardcore. So that's why I think Jack and Coke. I think of Lemmy because that was his drink of choice.
All right, so me with Motorhead, he's got story. That's the first thing that always pops in my head. All right, so I'm going with the second thing that I remember hearing about Lemmy. I remember Twist's sister, Dee Snider, did an interview and he talked about they were wanting to get signed and they had signed with over in England on this record label and they went over there and they were on this bill. You know, that they didn't think they was going to fit in and they was worried about, people not loving them and, they were just trying to get a deal. So, of all people, Dee said Lemmy come out before they played and said, everybody give these guys a shot. These guys are awesome. And Dee said he'll never forget that. He said, because Lemmy come out and said this, and we went over well. He said, we thank Lemmy to no end because Lemmy is the man responsible for Twisted Sister's success. And
That was in that documentary.
Yeah. But that was kind of the second thing. The first thing is string story, but you know,
That's
I
hard
think
when it's up.
that is a cool story. If you ever get to see Dee talk about that, it's kind of cool to hear him talk about Lemmy and on that note.